Hello, 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 welcome indeed to episode 401 of Prog Review. And today I'm talking about Brian Eno's Taking Tiger Mountain, open parentheses, by strategy, close parentheses. It is the second studio album, just checking for level. Sometimes when I'm out of practice I forget to turn the microphone on, and it got me just going. But anyway, it's the second studio album for Mr. Eno. Yes. Released in November 1974, recorded in September 1974, the same year that Here Come the Warm Jets came out. So you had two albums out in the same year. Wow. How prodigious. And this follows very much on from the previous album. I did a review of it. You go search for it. That's what the search button's for. But it follows on stylistically from Here Come the Warm Jets. It takes its name from a Chinese revolutionary opera. Of course it does. There's some postcards that found and was inspired to name the album after that. And it was I say very similar to the previous album. It's not too far away from it. You've got a core group of Eno, Phil Manzanera doing guitars and production, Brian Turrett on the bass, Freddie Smith on drums, and Robert Wyatt on percussion. There's not so many guests on this one, though you do get Phil Collins playing extra drums on Mother Whale Eyeless. Again, Eno had been helping out with the Lamb with some of the mixing, and the boys from Genesis sent Collins down to Eno to pay him back like a common prostitute. And of course Andy Mackay, he's on here tooting his toot as well, so there you go. He's from Roxy Music, if you don't know, because they were both in Roxy, weren't they, with Phil Manzanera. It's a good album. Opens with Burning Airlines Give You So Much More, which is again full of wordplay, and it was actually about an air crash. And it's one of those songs. It's quite, you feel a bit uneasy about it because there's all this there's like parallels between. He draws parallels between smoking cigarettes, airlines, and the billboards that advertise cigarettes. It's a real mashup of ideas. But it's got a nice tune to it, and the production on this is a little bit more refined over the previous album, whereas the other album was a little bit rough around the ears, a little bit of a rough one, a bit of a rough diamond. This one's a bit smoother in terms of production. That leads into Back in Judy's Jungle. Again, plenty of wordplay, a great beat, and just a really funny, silly song. And I just like it. The end chorus, was it Black in Blighty, there's you, there are milkmen every morning. I just find it hilarious. It's about soldiers going off to war and being unprepared, and I think that's what it's about. The Fat Lady of Limburg, again, is supposed to be based on a true story. Is a very, very unusual song. Lots of kind of sexual imagery in there, dark, uneasy. Has a very good, has a good way of making you feel quite uneasy about things. That and the fifth track on the album. Well, I'll get onto that anyway. So yeah, the Fat Lady of Limburg is I think it's actually a pretty standout track, really. Again, lots of wordplay. There's lots of words on this, lots of words that you need to keep an ear out for. Then you have number 4, which is Mother Whale Eyeless, which is quite light in compared to what's going on, and good fun. And again, as I said, features extra drums from Mr. Phil Collins. Track 5 is The Great Pretender, and again, this is another one of those ones where you go, ooh, and the lyrics. It's almost like, I don't know if you've ever seen the film Demon Seed. Anyone ever seen that one? It's like Demon Seed put to music, and it's it makes you feel a little bit uneasy. If it was an LP, you'd flip it over and you'd have Third Uncle. Now, Third Uncle is just absolutely superb. It's like a proto-punk workout. It is just absolutely fantastic. I absolutely love it, and tis a good song, and everyone should hear Third Uncle at least once. You go, wow, I didn't know Eno could do that, and then you go, wow, I didn't know Phil Manzanera could do that. Number 7, Put a Straw Under Baby. It's almost like a hymn crossed with a nursery rhyme. Again, lots of religious imagery in it, and about, the baby is baby Jesus in the cradle, and I think it draws on Eno's Catholic. I think Eno's a Catholic. He should be. Upbringing. Wouldn't it be funny if he wasn't? Oh dear, they'd be in trouble then, wouldn't they? Reading too much into these songs. I've read some of his biography. I can't. This is what happens when I do these reviews first thing in the morning. Is my memory is shot to pieces, and I don't like doing them. I don't like doing these early morning reviews because I just don't feel I'm getting the best of myself on the videos. And then we have The True Will. We are the 801. We are the central shaft. It's all right. It's a rocker. It goes on. China My China, again, begins to slow things down a bit to the dreamy final eponymous track, which is just, it kind of hints at things to come if you think about what's going to come on Another Green World and Before and After Science. I take that as a jumping off point. But yeah, I mean, it's a really, this and the previous album make a really good, A-B double, playing back to back, because they really do sit well with each other, and both albums are unique because, you only see a little hint of what the creativity in terms of the lyrics. In his subsequent works, you get a little bit of it on Before and After Science, and on his later albums you might see a flash of that, like that track from Nervenet, The Royal, The Choke, the slimy. Oh, you know. It's early in the morning, but yeah, it's a really cool album. I really like it, and it's a shame. I don't think it did anything. I don't think it actually sold that many copies. I think that boat sailed for old Eno. But yeah, and you got this really great iconic sleeve. I think Peter Schmidt was involved with that. It's almost sub Andy Warhol, with loads of Polaroids and coloured in. So yeah, it's a really cool record, and I do. Again, you have to check out the early Eno albums. It's like the law round here. These parts, it is the law. In terms of rating, I'm going to give this 4 Fat Ladies of Limburg out of 5. That's 4 Fat Ladies of Limburg out of 5. It's 48 minutes 14 seconds long. I think maybe if they dropped a track off of it, made it a little bit tighter, you do feel that towards the end it's stretching a bit. The first side kind of goes pretty well, but the B side, I think it just needs to be condensed slightly, and I think it would have been a little bit more of a satisfying listen for me. But that's, it is what it is. That's why it's got a point mixed up, point taken off, and yeah. But you must all go and listen to this immediately. You must listen to it, and if you don't listen to the whole album, you at least must listen to Third Uncle. Yeah, and report back here. Okay, so that's it. My name's Darren. Like I've been talking about, Brian Eno's Taking Tiger Mountain, open parentheses, by Strategy, close parentheses. Like I said, which was released in November 1974, and Eno's second studio album after leaving Roxy Music. And of course, you must go and listen to Roxy Music as well. So there you go. Thanks for watching. My name's Darren. Only one more thing to say, that is prog on.